Number 7, we're going to solve each equations. But what is special about all these problems here is that they are absolute value equations. Therefore, there is going to be always two equations and two solutions if possible. So let's take a look at A first. So this is absolute value. It is split into two parts. It is first split into the r minus 6 is equal to -3. This is the negative equation. Then it is split into the positive one, which is r minus 6 is equal to +3. Okay? But again, no one really writes that +3. Okay? But it gets split into these two regular equations. So let's solve for it now. So we're going to add 6 to both sides. The -6 plus 6 will cancel, leaving you with an r is equal to a 3. Then on the other one, r minus 6 is equal to +3. Here's the line. We do the same operator of adding 6 to both sides. R is equal to 9. Here are your two equations and two solutions. Let's look at B here. Okay, this bar means that it's going to be equaling to a -27. So 6r minus 9 is equal to -27. Then this bar means it's going to be split into a +27. Here's 6r minus 9 is equal to +27. So let's solve. Here's the line down that middle, +9 to both sides. Here, let me make sure that's in red. +9 to both sides. -9 plus 9 will cancel on the left, giving me with a 6r is equal to -27 plus 9 becomes a -18. Okay. Then we're going to divide 6 to both sides because you see how it's attached via multiplication. Divide 6 to both sides. 6 over 6 cancels, leaving me with an r is equal to -3. The other side, 6r minus 9, we bring that line down that middle. We're going to add 9 to both sides. We get 6. This cancels. The -9 and the +9 cancels. We get 6r is equal to 27 plus 9 becomes a +36. That 6 is attached to a multiplication, so we're going to divide by 6 to both sides. The 6 over 6 cancels, leaving me with an r is equal to 6. 36 divided by 6 is 6. Those are your two solutions. All right, C. Notice you want to split this here, but you can't do that quite yet because notice there's this +6 here. So we're going to -6 to both sides, leaving me with the absolute value of B is equal to 16 minus 6, which becomes 10. Okay, here we just got the absolute value alone. Okay, now we can solve. All right, the absolute value. This means that this is going to be equal to the -10. So B is equal to -10. And this is going to split into the right side, the +10. And B is equal to +10. B was already alone, so these are your two solutions. B is equal to -10 and B equals to +10. All right. And then now let's take a look at question D. Notice there's the absolute value is not by itself, so we have to. Here's the line down that middle if you don't see it. We're going to add 6 to both sides because the -6, the +6 will cancel, leaving me with just an absolute value, n plus 7. The absolute value is equal to 8 plus 6, which should become a 14. Now they can be split. This can be split into the -14 equation. So n plus 7 is equal to -14. And the other bar can be split into the +14. That is n plus 7 is equal to +14. All right, so let's solve for it. Here's the line. We're going to minus 7 on both sides. The plus 7 and the minus 7 cancel, leaving me with an n is going to be equal to negative 21. Here's the line down that middle. We are going to subtract 7 to both sides. This cancel, leaving me with an n is equal to positive 7. Okay, so n is equal to negative 21 and n is equal to positive 7 are your two answers. All right. Okay. So next we have E. Same thing. We have to get the absolute value by itself. So we have to get rid of that negative 6 first. So we're going to add 6 to both sides. Here we get absolute value of negative 5k, close, is equal to 12. Now we can split it. This absolute value means it's going to be equaling to a negative 12. So here's your negative 5k is equal to negative 12. And this absolute value means it's going to become a positive 12. That is your negative 5k is equal to positive 12. All right. So here we're going to divide by 5 to both sides. The negative 5 and the negative 5 will cancel, leaving me with an k is going to be equal to positive 12 over 5. Okay, ugly, you just got to leave it like that. Same thing here. We have to get rid of that negative 5 that is attached via multiplication. So we're going to divide by negative 5 to both sides. This cancels. We get k is going to be equal to 12 over 5. All right. So let's see here. Oh, this should be a negative here. Okay. It should be k is equal to negative 12 over 5. Okay. Because this is a positive divide by negative. All right. So there you go. Just a reminder for those who forget, the absolute value has to be by itself before you split it. Okay. Notice for C, D, and E, you had to get the absolute value by itself before you split it. Okay, there you go.